The following clip was recorded live for LEAF, a first-of-its-kind accelerator and fellowship for BIPOC women-led businesses. LEAF. Growing equity, one entrepreneur at a time.
So good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is staying cool. Good thing is it's not that hot today, right? I think this weekend, Saturday, Sunday is going to be even hotter. So I'm going to be in a even warmer place. I'm going to Lake Havasu today. This weekend. So it'll be pretty hot out there, but at least it's dry heat. Anyone want to say hello before we start and I introduce our guest speaker today? Javon. Hey.
Let me get some better lighting. Hi, everybody. I'm Javon Sanders. I haven't been on a while because I've been just busy as who knows what. But I'm the owner of Toss It Up. Toss It Up is a salad company, and I'm getting ready to go into my first location. So once we do that, I will let you guys know. So maybe you guys will come down, get a salad, and support. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm here. I made it. I'm on 2 Zoom calls because I'm part of my neighborhood council. So I'll be going back and forth.
Well, thank you so much, Javon, for joining. And yes, keep us posted on grand opening day. We definitely want to come out and get some salads. I still haven't tried them yet, so I definitely want to do that, Javon. Anybody else want to come on and say hello? What's up, Martha? Martha's been another one of our guest speakers. She's also a leader.
Hello, everybody. I am actually, let me turn on my camera here. Just a quick hello. Sorry, I'm napping for a second. I have also just been super busy, but I'm really excited about the project that I'm doing. Kind of like a dream contract. I will come out with more details soon, but just good to be here. And I love to talk about branding and marketing and all that. So definitely looking forward to the presentation today.
Awesome. And yes, today we have a special guest speaker, previous facilitator at LEAF. She worked with a lot of your fellows. I'm sure that maybe she's worked with one of your fellows here, Catherine here. She worked with Catherine before. Miss Mega Jewel, our communication specialist, here to teach you a little bit about, creating that brand book and your press kit. So I hope you are all ready to learn and work. So Mega, whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away. It's all yours.
I'm super excited. Okay, so I am a former LEAF facilitator. That's how I know Catherine and Ale. And also, as far as our goal today, it's going to be interactive. I want to hear from you. I've had actually the time to audit everybody, meaning taking a look at your past social media or even the work, the website. So I know exactly what you're talking about. So I have for example, Toss It Up, you're super active on, or you're active on social media. I have pulled everything from websites to social. So we can totally take a look at that and really customize this conversation for you all. Nicole, welcome back or welcome into our conversation. And just to kickstart things, I want to introduce a little bit more about who I am and who the hell am I and why am I credible for this particular conversation. So as far as where I've started, that really does to make an impact as far as where I've been, where I'm at today, and where I'm heading. I started out as a television news reporter back when, about 10 years ago, really honing in on telling stories that really aims for the heart for the people watching, but also making things very simple and digestible for people to understand. And it really helps because, especially in the world of social or digital media, our attention span is 3 seconds. And so how do you capture people's attention? How do you get them hooked? How do you become a thumb stopper so people stop scrolling and look at your stuff? And really, after journalism, I switched over to entrepreneurship, having my own agency, understanding what the heck that means. You're having multiple hats, right? You are a communicator, you're a marketer, you're a salesperson, you're making, the actual food or whatever. And it's just a lot. So I've been there. I'm doing that still today. And last but not least, in terms of where I'm at right now, I'm a VP of social media at a PR firm in San Francisco, or based in San Francisco. I'm really excited to be able to share my experiences because it took me a while. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've gotten a lot of successes as well, and I want to be able to transfer that knowledge. So I love telling stories and invest in people and the next generation of communicators. And, are there any questions, or what questions do you have for me that relate to what makes me credible for you? How can I help you? How can I elevate or add value to your organization or your company? Please stop me. Use the chat. I'm looking at them. I want to be able to answer them, making it customized to you. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to ask Nicole, Catherine, Adriana, Imani, Martha, Javon, Ali, any questions before I move on?
Hi, Timani. Maybe 75% here, but I think my question would be about like your favorite or industries to design for, or brands, or do you kind of look at them all with coming not from the same lens, but like do you get excited about all of them the same, or is there a specific industry that you've really enjoyed and maybe one that you found really challenging?
I'll start with the challenging one. That's really great. I was taking a look at I believe you're with Elemental Breath, correct?
Yep, that's me.
I love it. I was looking at your website and it's just like, all right, I got to take a breath because the world is crazy. It's nuts. And I appreciate the colors that you had on your website and your social. In terms of answering your question, I could start with the challenging. Right now I have 15, 20 clients that's in the B2B space. They're talking about data warehousing, artificial intelligence, things that candidly I know nothing about, first of all, and I had to really jump in. And then second, do I care about it? It was really much a struggle because why the heck am I going to care about a box that transfers data? But I had to really summarize that and internalize it and go, okay, well, why is this useful? Why are people buying this? And it turns out this data warehousing, this whatever box or whatever it does, it helps, process videos that are streamed on Netflix or Prime or something like that. And it's really cool because, it makes it relatable to me and it makes it relatable to my life. In terms of just right off the bat, what I love, it boils down to the people. It's the people behind the business that I love collaborating with, because if you have a heart and you have a mission to serve and invest in the community and elevate that particular community or that group, it makes it super easy because it's less about the money, it's less about that, but really focusing on the story, really focusing on what are you adding value, how are you contributing to society, et cetera. And then you can build stories off there and build relationships online. How's that, Imani?
No, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Better health, less stress, more joy.
That's it. That's what it says for now. It's where I'm in a need of an update, but I will.
That's what we're here for.
Divulge into that later. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions to begin with? I love it. All right. I don't see any unmutes. Let's go over today what we'll learn and how we're going to engage. Hopefully y'all are going to be in front of a computer because you need it, a little bit of software, because we're going to be working together to make sure that we're collaborating on your bouts, on your brand persona, brand book, press kit. And it's really great that we have a small group here because we can really hone things in. So let's start with brand persona. It's a collection of personality traits, attitudes, values that your brand showcases on a regular basis that connect. This is the relationship aspect that I was talking about before with a certain audience that you're targeting. So it could be a person, it could be a character, or it can be an idea. So before we get going, I want to put some stuff on the chat. I want to hear from each and every single one of you, even if you're not a business person. For example, if you're a fellow, you could talk about who's your target, employer. And if you are a facilitator, how your audience is the students or the business owners. Let's think about who we are talking to. So I'm going to go with Javon up top there, and we can go around. And I do want to figure out when we get to Niambi. Is that how I pronounce your name?
Yes.
Nyambi.
Nyambi.
Nyambi. Okay. So let's start off with Javon. I want to hear from you. Like, tell us more about your background, what you're doing, and who are you trying to cater to?
So I am a full-time entrepreneur now. I was a bus driver when I started my company.
Mhm.
And when COVID hit, I transitioned from a bus driver to 100% business owner, start serving the city of Los Angeles, primarily South LA, with a variety of salads and 2 fruit infused teas. Currently, we do farmers market, pop-ups, online ordering, corporate orders, and other events as well. Yeah. That's me.
That's fabulous. I think the pivot is very telling. You have great websites, interactive. There was a pop-up with a newsletter. So I'm curious, who do you generally speak to, whether it's on social, on your newsletters? Like if you could pick a personality, like what have you been doing for the audience development?
Right now is the busy entrepreneur or person that wants to eat healthy but do not have time to chop. So a lot of us, we plan to make salads. However, we will buy the fruits, the vegetables, and whatnot, but we find out later after a week or so they're wilted, they're destroyed or whatnot. So we give the convenience of eating healthy with dark leafy greens, no matter if it's a Caesar salad, an apple cranberry walnut, or if you're a meat eater, we have that too. We have a protein cob. So we have salads to fit everyone, but primary for those who want to eat healthy but do not have time to chop, and maybe those who are transitioning to eating healthy as well.
I love it. Let's get going on Adriana, Imani, Nicole, Catherine. Let's go through you guys and go through like your brand persona or an idea of it. Some of the things that maybe align with your company, what values you're looking for. Let's go with Adriana.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, at the moment, I was getting focused on my small business, but I am in college, so right now I'm putting that to the side. But I think as a content creator, um, I'm looking into like social media networking, something like that. But at the moment, not right now.
In the event when you pick things back up, so let me get this correctly. You are a content creator. Your goal is to serve, businesses. Is that correct with the content that you create?
I could say yes or no, like 50-50. I don't know yet.
Got it. So I think we can take a look at you as a student and how we can frame that to when you are ready for starting a business or when you after school. So that's
Right.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Imani? And then we'll go to Nicole.
I'm not sure where to start here, but I'll share my values first, maybe. Well, yeah, I just don't know where to start. Okay, so elemental breath, right now, or in the direction we're going, we are a experience provider that offers wellness opportunities to businesses and places where remote workers and digital nomads do their work. And so that could be in the office, at home, or in like a bookshop or cafe. And we bring opportunities for stress relief and more joy. And so the way that my brand to be perceived is one that welcomes ease. These are our values anyways. We welcome ease, we follow freedom, we experience joy, explore patience, and act with courage. And I don't know if I've covered everything, but if you give me another question, I can probably answer it.
It's going to be perfect for our exercise up next. Where I'm going to ask y'all to either bring up a piece of paper or a notebook. I'm going to ask some questions to really start thinking about who we're talking to, because as much as our business, we'll talk about marketing and do this and do that. it really doesn't make any sense if you don't really laser focus on the audience that you're speaking to, whether it's, an
Mhm.
employer that you're applying a job to or a business that you're pitching to. Like, you have to really understand. That's why we're really starting with that. So don't worry about knowing. We'll get there, and we'll get there together. How about
Okay.
how about you, Nicole, then Catherine, then Yambi?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, okay. Hi, everybody. Good evening. It's not afternoon anymore. My response, excuse me, my response is going to be twofold. So at this moment in time, I'm working on my intrapreneur skills because I work for a company called Pride Industries, and basically it's a nonprofit organization that gears towards hiring people with disabilities and or veterans. I'm Latina, so I'm quote unquote a minority. In the work field, people with disabilities are considered to be minorities. So it's unfortunate that there is that stigma, because my mom has always taught me minority to no one. If anything, we are better than. So it's each to their own. But in this case, it's really unfair that people with disabilities are treated as if they're not capable and able to successfully complete a job, perform a job, when in fact, sometimes, even as, again, me, quote unquote, being a minority, sometimes we have to work harder. I never feel like I have to work harder. I work hard because I want to work hard. I was instilled, you work hard because that's just who we are as a people, as a person. And that just shows our characteristics with that. So people with disabilities have to sometimes work harder just to prove themselves. So with my company that gears towards that, we have contracts with different locations, if you will. I happen to work on an Air Force base here in El Segundo, California, and therefore our quote unquote customer is the Air Force. We do have people. We're basically the maintenance department. I work in what we call work control. And I have 3 dispatchers. I believe we have 3 dispatchers that have a disability, and they are excellent workers from top to bottom, from day in, day out. And I'm very proud to be able to work for a company that has such a meaningful purpose, where it started from, where it's going, how it's evolved. I am pretty much learning and growing with the company. And I'm doing my best to be innovative, to be creative, to, in a sense, stand out, but to bring something to the table, because I'm just so grateful for the opportunity that I have to, one, work for Pride Industries, and secondly, work for the Air Force. There are our customers, and, because of the freedom that we have, people willingly, voluntarily, not give their freedom, but, go fight for us, go protect our country. And I'm just eternally, literally grateful for that, because I can go to college. I can stand strong in who I am, my name, where my family comes from. Anywho, so I'm just learning and growing with the company. So that's my intrapreneur skills. And then my entrepreneur skills is that I have a license. This is my second time going to El Camino. I am studying communications. The first time I went to El Camino, I obtained my cosmetology license. I was in the industry. I loved it. It's my passion. You guys, sorry, my dogs. I absolutely loved it. And unfortunately, life really knocked me down. I fell. And when I got back up, I just said, I had to reevaluate life and where I was going, X, Y, and Z. Now here we are, fast forward. I am trying to build myself to really learn the ins and outs of what owning a business, not owning because I don't own a business yet, but really working in a business and being thriving and being successful in different areas of management, HR, X, Y, and Z, because I'm able to be exposed to different areas in a business while also studying business, so that in hopes one day that I can own my own hair salon and really get back to my passion, and then help people, women and men, feel beautiful from the inside and out, because beauty comes from the inside, not the outside. If anything, our outside is to complement the inside. And I truly feel that God has instilled in me a talent and a passion that I want to, it's not necessarily giving back, but I want to serve. Like, that's definitely part of my purpose in life. So that's my, I guess, twofold to.
I love it. I love it. I love that part where you say from beauty is inside and out, to really support folks that way. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Nicole.
No, thank you for listening.
Catherine, and then Nyambi, and we'll get started into some exercises.
Okay, so I decided to do this since I was a fellow. I'm going to do this on LEAF, the program we're all in, so we can all learn from it. So LEAF, I feel the personality traits. Well, it's for female business owners of color, in Los Angeles County who are go-getters, resourceful, and they really value learning. They're also trying to get their business to the next level. Am I doing a good job? I don't know what else to add.
There is no right and wrong here.
I love it, Mega.
It is you, it is your stage, it's your story, it's what you want to really, who you want to talk to.
Okay, so that's basically it then.
Really women empowerment. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, Nyambi, and we'll get going. Everyone else, please prepare a document up on your Google Docs, or if you like me, I like a notebook, prepare that too.
Thank you. So my name is Nyambi. I'd like you to recap the questions just a little more clearly.
I would love to know what your understanding is of brand personality, of brand persona, a little bit more about your background, your business, and being able to talk about, what your purpose here is and what your business purpose. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So my company, I have 3 companies. They're kind of umbrellaed under Integrated Wellness Concepts, which is a wellness company. We create we assist people in living in a world of stress without letting a world of stress live within them. So we provide opportunities for yoga, meditation, wellness practices, healthy eating, lifestyle change, diabetes prevention, movement exercises, and products and experiences. So with that, the products are pleasure-based. So products around self-care and self-pleasure. The experiences, I have a location for retreats and wellness retreats in Jamaica, West Indies, which is a beachfront wellness high vibration location. And my other services are provided both in person and virtually. And I consider myself a transformation facilitator, and the objective being to impart and teach and educate around healthy lifestyle with pleasure.
I love that. And also I hear some common themes here with healthy eating, some meditation and health. I hear a potential partnership, just a wink, wink. In terms of last person, I did see someone come in. Let's see, I believe it's Mia. We're just doing some introductions. Also would love to get to know, I know you're in school right now. We've met through the LEAF program. Would you like to share a little bit more about you, Mia?
Sure. Yes, I'm a fellow. I believe most of you guys have heard about me, and I actually graduated this past summer. I got my BA on sociology, and I'm currently looking for a job right now. And I log in to see because it looks like an interesting topic. So
Perfect.
That's why I came in.
Yeah. So in this case, since you are a student looking for a position, I think a great opportunity in this case is in this exercise we're going to do next. You could have potentially tailoring the audiences for the next job opportunity or what have you. So if you're ready, thank you for sharing. I want you to get your piece of paper and I want to go through these questions one by one and really let's talk through it if we need to talk through it out loud or what have you. And this is really important, like I've said before, who we're talking to and getting it down on paper, because sometimes we talk about it, it's all in the thinking phase, but it's not done through the actionable phase. So first questions, in terms of the people that you are serving or targeting your business towards, what are their pain points? What are they challenged with? What are they challenged with? Like Javon, you had said, they don't have time. They want to be healthy, but they don't have time. So what are they challenged with? Let's take a look. Anybody want to spill things out?
Affordability is one for us. So we try to make it easy, affordable, convenient. Yeah, those are the main 3 things.
So challenge could be price. It's super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient. They don't have time. So they're probably busy with what?
Kids,
Kids? Could they be busy
work,
with work? Okay.
um, running errands.
Does anybody have similar challenges like Javon? If not, what is your audience challenged with?
And accessibility as well. Since South LA is a food desert, there's no healthy eating. So you have to go all the way to the west side, downtown LA, out of the region, spend gas, time, wait in line, and then like affordability is not there either.
Right.
So we toss it up, it's accessible. We have online ordering, we have meal plans. You could have your salads that last between 3 to 5 days, depending on what salads. They're packed with dark leafy greens, so you're getting your nutrition at an affordable price, like mentioned. And since they since we just do local pop-ups right now, a lot of people, I have a few people that do meal plans with us, which they come either pick up or submit a job form.
Sure.
And it's easy for them to have it right there in their
Ease.
refrigerator. It's like a grab and go method.
I love that. Let's focus on those challenges. I think you've really hit the nail on the head on that. And also moving to, for example, Imani, also Nyambi. You are focusing on the businesses with wellness. What could be potentially pain points that these companies are facing? Just to give you a highlight, my company is a remote company, and they hired some hydration person, a chef or some sort, to make a shake or something because they want to help us feel like we have things to do to relax and de-stress. So what are challenges that these companies might be facing for you guys?
Stressed employees, high cost of healthcare, burnout of their employees, low productivity from their employees.
I love this. And just to confirm, everyone's getting their own piece and their bullets on their own document? Thumbs up or yes or reaction? Siobhan, yes?
I think what I could say also that I've been seeing the people mental health also.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing is they're challenged with, people are just bombarded with either too much information, too much work, too much stuff, that you are here to really support and be that solution. Accessibility is something that Nicole also shares with disabilities. The resources, the opportunity to acquire employment also is important. Now, after this section on your notebook, let's go through a couple more questions. This time, that first one could be a good exercise. But now, how do you make them feel? Or if your business is not yet up and running, or if you're a student, how do you want to make them feel? So with your services, with your offerings, how do you want to make these people feel?
Safe, supported,
Mm-hmm.
successful, and inspired.
Are you writing those down on your document too?
Nope, I am now.
You should. I would love for you all to start that. That way it's all on paper. It's yours, something to keep, something to think about, because I'll show you why this at the end of this particular exercise. All right, this is going to take a little bit of time, and you don't have to really jump in. And I want you to really focus on your story. This is it's very tough for people sometimes because there's so much information. But what is your business or your brand story? I'm going to keep it quiet, put some music on for about 2 minutes or so just to get thinking. I want you to put that down on paper, or if you want to talk about it, that's how you express yourself. Totally feel free to do this. So.
Mega question For
Yes,
me,
ma'am.
that I don't have a business plan or anything like that, what should be writing about?
Sure. In terms of the student element, there are a couple of students here or folks who are looking for positions. Your audience, I would recommend something along the lines of a company looking to hire you. So, what are the companies challenged with that you could potentially fill? What are your skills that would help their pain points? How do you make them feel? Meaning, how do you want your employers to feel when you're doing a job interview or when you're, kicking off a conversation or setting a one-on-one or what have you? So tailor it to that. I believe that was Mia, correct?
Yes. All right. Thank you.
As you're thinking, think about what value you add, what problem you solve, why you created your organization and your business. Really the passion, the fire behind that. Does anyone want to share the first line?
I can share as a student or as a future employee what I wrote for the company. I put that I will bring to my company and the company that I will be working for the input of my major sociology to be able to make their company more human, like to care more about the employers. Since it's a win-win, either when the employers are feeling good, the company is going to see more progress in their company. So if their employers are good, everything is going to be on the company. So to make the company more like they care about the employers, I notice when of the places that I have worked, they don't really care about the employers at all. Like if you leave, we have 100 waiting for this position. So if you leave, that's fine for us. So I wanted to show like they need to be more caring about their
Sure.
company.
I think that what you shared is really factual. It's important. It also explains the what. Want you to start thinking about why. It's your story. What makes you who you are? Why is it that you want to do what you're going to want to do? What you just shared with me is great. It explains what you want to do, but doesn't it needs to you need to elaborate a little bit more as I suggest to go into the why. Is there a problem that you want to solve? Is it a personal experience that you've, gone through?
Yeah, I would say it's a social problem because, like I say, in most of the companies I have worked is the same thing, and most of the people that I know working in different fields, engineers, and psychologists, social workers, they all have the same issue. They're not happy at their work. They don't like the way they're treated. They don't feel like they are good taken care of. And everybody that I know, they feel the same way, and they're all in different fields. So I think it's a social problem, not just one company problem or different companies. It's a big social problem.
Thank you for sharing. All right. It's been a minute. So I'm going to call up on folks. Is everybody good with your story? Do you have any questions? I'm not going to share, ask for details here. If it's your story to keep. Would anyone like to share any highlights or questions that they might ask to refine what they have so far?
I have a question about like kind of like where to start, or if you have any other guiding questions that would help frame or outline the story. Because like you said, it can get really long and windy. We have important things. I know the through line should obviously lead up and end to why this business exists, like what the why is. But how to craft that together and what are the components that are necessary.
Sure. I can even go back to my introduction. You know, this is something that I had to craft for my LinkedIn, for example. And it comes into framework of what you are doing. So for example, here, my work focuses on elevating companies, brand stories, cultivating impactful conversations, and improving this whole list. It talks about the what. And I actually have additional content here. One second. So we could start with the what you do. And then that piece is like, for example, I invest in others to find relief away from stress. You know, think about adjective words that get you to what do you do? What is that brand that you are really activating? Does that give you a good start in terms of first steps? What is it that you do?
Yes.
So
I think so.
I think it should just be a brain dump. It's nothing perfect. Doesn't have to be grammatically correct. Just needs to be on paper. Go like, what the heck do you do?
Yeah.
And then the second piece is why? Why is it that you do that? So it could be just 2 sentences as far as like, you know, what I create communication plans for business owners that talks about my why and who I'm talking to. I create communication strategies and plans for business owners for them to achieve, you know, communication freedom of success. Some words I totally stole from you. And the reason why I do that is because I love seeing folks taking that knowledge and making it their own, being able to have the freedom to cultivate and create that makes sense for their brand. It's completely BS in sense of like how I would frame it. It has some frameworks of what I would do, but I would like, it's completely BS, meaning like it is a brain dump. It is chicken scratch. It is a draft. From there, I want you to like look at it, review it, make it better, etc. But this is a starting point. There's nothing that needs to be perfect about it. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to go through these ones a little bit more quickly unless there's more your story questions. On your piece of paper, on your document, how do you build trust and relationship with the people that you're serving? Reputation could be one. You know, for example, for the salads, reoccurring, people who are like, I love this tastes good, I'm going to do more. How do you build trust with people who are in the meditation or in the wellness space, people who've tried you or who are really looking for credibility and go, yes, they have methods that work and they are tested and true. What are ways that you build trust and relationships with these folks? Perfect. Next, where do you build a relationship online? Meaning, where are your folks hanging out? If they are companies, are they on, you know, website, Facebook, Google, Twitter? Where are they online? Where are your people online? Does anybody want to take a stab and, you know, tell a little bit more about them?
I know for myself, we received a lot of customers through Instagram.
I know you have like 2,000 followers or something like that.
Yeah, that's a miracle. But also, sometimes just one-on-one in person at pop-ups too, throughout their neighborhood, being a participant of like I'm part of my neighborhood council, and then they start to refer. Next, once we go into our location, it will be on LinkedIn, so we could do more corporate orders and start. I don't know how to work LinkedIn, but getting connected with those who might be in the healthcare industry and things like that.
I love that. What you just said, it's the connection. You show up. That's what you're doing. You're showing up, you're building that connection with people, and those people then they trust you and they refer you. And that applies to many businesses and the businesses here and the students here too. I hope, Javon, you have that on your doc.
I'm like multitasking, so I'm going back and forth. I have to go back and review this again.
Sure. All right. Last thing is top of mind. What other brands would they be looking for that they care for? I want you to just think about what brands they might be searching. For example, if it's, I don't know, maybe it's because I had texted my husband for my lavender spray, but he never delivered. But for the wellness companies, thinking about maybe an aromatherapy company or some other companies that might already incorporate HR and wellness into their plans. Like think about other brands that you can think through that might be similar to yours or might be partners. So take some time to just jot down like 1, 2, or maybe 3, and then we'll be on our way. How's everyone doing? Martha, Catherine, Nicole, haven't heard from y'all, and Adriana, we're good?
Doing well on my end. I myself do web development and marketing. I'm a software engineer by trade, so definitely more of the web development side. But because I do that, I just, by nature have gotten into marketing and then also working with formal SEO agencies with my main and biggest client, which is a medium-sized business. So I'm also trying to think of the different clients that I have because these are, definitely important things to go through with every business. And mine is really difficult, I would say, because it's so broad. But I'm jotting things down. I'm getting there.
I love it. I mean, honestly, it's a whip for everything. It's a work in progress, and you gotta go start somewhere. Some geeky guy that you used to make fun of has a shop in the garage, and it turns out they create Microsoft, and they get to be the richest person at one time in the world or whatever. It starts somewhere, right? You're good. We're super proud of you. All right. Last but not least, with all the documentation that we've just started, all the jotting and the brain dump, the chicken scratch, give this person a name. These tactics of their pain points, of how you interact with them and how you build that relationship with them. I like to name mine somehow why Jessica. I think it's a very sweet name. And I have my list of pain points, what I do as a company, how I serve my team and the clients that I serve, the social platforms that they're on. I name them Jessica. And every time I write content or I do a training or whatever, I think of Jessica and go, okay, well, Jessica, how would I want to talk to you? Or how would you want to build that relationship with me, that person? So I want to hear from you. What name did you give your persona? Let's go with, let me put up the participant list. Ale, do you have one? Adriana, Imani, Javon, Catherine, Martha, Mia, Nyambi, Nicole. Let's go through that list. Just shout outs. Name of your persona. Ale, what would be your persona name?
Very good question. I'm trying to think of what name. Now, when we're giving this persona a name, are we thinking of do I call them Ale, or can it be a different type of name, like an actual human name? Or
Yeah, it's the person you're like the audience that you're working with or who you're trying to talk to, the target audience.
Mhm.
Who's that person that you're talking with? We'll come back to you.
Okay.
Let's go with Mia, the Nyambi, Nicole.
I'm sorry, I'm on a call right now. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Did you ask me a question?
In the persona, what name would you give the person that you're
Juicy
talking to?
Goddess.
Say that again.
Juicy Goddess.
Juicy Goddess. So every time
Yes.
you're thinking about who you're serving, you're like, what would Juicy Goddess want?
Okay, I'm in the middle of a call, but I will come back. I'm still on the call here. I'm just
Sure. Okay. Anybody? I'm just gonna say anybody. I want y'all to chime in because I can't see.
I'll tap in. This is Imani. So I have two names because I'm thinking of like the B2B persona and the B2C persona, which they work together, but they're different.
Yep. I love the way you think.
So I probably need to unpack why I picked my B2B to be Justin, but we're going to go with Justin here. And then for my B2C, I was really feeling Linda or Rebecca. It might just be Linda Rebecca. Like that's their name. It feels very light and soft and open and compassionate.
I love it.
Yeah.
When you're approaching a Justin with business or around elemental breath, you can, you can address it like, I'm Justin, like, talking to the company, you could make him whoever you want, make that person whoever you want, and really, really cater your communications and your touch points with Justin. Similarly to Linda Rebecca with the B2C, like
they need a little bit more care and nurturing. Justin is like, we're cool, but I'm here with the business, so let's get to it.
Let's get to it. And I love it. And Catherine also shared Angela. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I love it. So I'm going to take a pause here. That document is going to be very, very helpful for you to create the base, the foundation of who you're talking to and why and how and what you're going to say. Because the moment you're like, I don't know what to say, I'm so confused, I'm drawing a blank. What would Justin want to hear from you? What would Juicy Goddess want to hear from you? Or Angela or Linda Rebecca? Nicole, I'm struggling to think of a name. Nikki for your services, my future salon name. Torres Style. Torres is my last name, which is I'm super proud of. Yes, you could name it. This is your audience, right? It's not necessarily your business name, but the person that you want to come into your salon. So who would that be? And how would you communicate with them? Those are the things that relate to the persona. Is that good for everybody? So we are halfway through and I want to make sure that we get you some activity. So this brand book, when we're talking about the personas that that we've shared, got to keep Justin in mind, Angela in mind, and Torres, whoever you want. A brand book codifies your company's overall visual identity. This is your fonts, your pictures, your colors, and you can even split this like Imani, you shared B2B to BC. It talks about preferred fonts, color palette. And the reason why this is important is because when you're presenting yourself, think about it from, for example, an Apple brand. It's very big and it seems very far away. But when it's Apple, there's a certain style. There's that minimalistic white background with black text, or sometimes it's inverted, but it's them. So that's what we want to create for you, something consistent that would be able to spread across your internal teams, yourself, keep you accountable on that. Are you ready? So I'm going to share with you on the Slack here. Do you all have a Canva account by chance? So we have to create a Canva account right there. And this is what you're going to do. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here And I want to share with you this. Are you all able to open this?
Sorry, I'm not trying to draw on the screen. I don't know if you even saw that, but can someone drop this also in the Slack? I don't know. I'm just on my phone. I'm on my laptop, but I'm on Zoom on my phone. Actually, maybe if I open it, it will go into my recents. I'm gonna try
Ollie,
that.
can you put this in the Slack, please?
I'll send it over to you, Imani.
Thank you.
So this is a template that I've created for all you to do right in this call. We're going to spend like 15 minutes total. Because I believe, Ollie, we have until 7:30, correct?
Yeah, 7:30, 7:45.
So is everybody able to open this?
No. Oh, wait, am I on mute? Nope. Okay.
So if you haven't done so already, I'm going to do incognito window. And it's canva.com. You want to sign up for free. You want to sign up for free, sign up with another email, whatever the case might be. It is free for the most part. There's lots of access for free access. That way you can get to this page. I know some of y'all are multitasking, so I'm going to follow up in about 30 and I'm going to check in on you, Imani, to make sure you got what you need.
Imani, I just sent it over to you on Slack.
So I think I'm going to take Imani, you as an example while you figure that out. I just pulled up the website, took a screenshot of it, and found some hex values on this color palette generator. So easy. Take a screenshot, color palette generated, all good to go. So now I have a nice brand color kit that I could create.
Oh, wait, that's not mine. This is.
Oh, that's Toss It Up. That's Javon.
Yep.
Sorry. Let me find, where is Element? Apologies. Thanks for the correction. Oh, here it is.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, it's mainly the sage green. And let's see what it says. Oops. Let me know when you've got it, Imani, because I'm just waiting. I haven't heard back from everybody else. Color.
Oh, I'm in the brand kit now, so I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So I'm gonna just show you. You know, if you go from a color palette generator here, and you get a nice color palette to really be able to showcase. I'm gonna hold on to that, but first. We're going to start with the brand kit. You've got your own document. You're going to be able to manage that. You can let me know how to navigate this team, whether you need a tutorial on finding a certain element or what you need to adjust and edit. And if you're going to be on your phone, it is a little bit of a struggle. It is not the most.
I pulled it up on my laptop. I'm just
Okay.
like on Zoom on my phone, but I have the link so I can see
No problem.
Canva.
Nicole, I think this is recorded. Ale, please share it. You can technically do it on your phone, but it is a pain in the booty. I have done it. I have tried it. It is no fun. But for example, let's give yourself a brand name. So what was it? Elemental. And then you can change these colors.
Elemental Breath, LA.
Oh, I can't even read my own handwriting.
It's all good.
So let's change this. So you could change your fonts and things like that. But for example, we know that your brand colors, I'm just going to use this one as an example, is, not this brown. You can edit and change it simply by clicking on the box, clicking on the color, and you're going to tell this machine to go, I want this green. So that's all you need to do. And then this little beautiful clouds here, you'll see it throughout the dock, is where you can upload photos. You can upload photos directly here to click and drag like that. Or you can go into the element section and go and search, for example, wellness, and find photos that might fall in this space.
Yeah, I've used that. I guess it's the 5th picture in my pitch presentation.
This one?
This past week, yeah.
I love it. So you've got it going on.
Yeah. I switch them up depending on who I'm pitching to, but I used that one in the past week. So yeah.
Fabulous. Is everybody good? We'll move on to our colors. In terms of this, I'm going to plug in some colors. I'm going to move it to my other deck presentation here so I can have both. So I'm just changing the boxes to make your customized colors. And also I'm putting the hex values here for reference later in the event that, if let's say you have a team adding an assistant, or you want to have someone help you with color creation or content creation, you could just send them this document rather than having to find everything over and over again. This is the kelp. So I'm putting together these, and I'm organizing them by what's our primary color. I think this might have to be our primary color. And that way, what's your primary, what's your secondary color, like which one do you use the most, which one do you use least, which one do you use as a call to action? Because sometimes, if it's all the same color, does it get people's attention? Do you need another color that is complementary but bold? I hope that makes sense. I love it. I love that you're interested in this, Nicole, because this is super simple. Sometimes when I'm stressed, honestly, I open up and make a presentation. If that doesn't say a lot about me, I don't know what. Oh my goodness. So if you make a mistake like what I just did, my best friend is this little nice undo button. So E4.
Mega, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you recommend for like my business leader? She has actually a pattern, like the same colors and on her Instagram. And I just keep using the same pattern. Would you recommend that, or just at a point, just change the colors and keep another pattern? Or you would just recommend it's better for just her business to stay with the same one forever?
When you say pattern, you mean the brand document?
Like on her Instagram, she uses red and white for all her posts. She wants me to keep it the same color, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like she has a certain way she wants the things. It's like a pattern she has on her Instagram. So is it good to stay in the same pattern for a business model, or is good to change like once a year, or maybe it's not good to change?
Understand. Okay. So when it comes to the reason why we're creating this brand kit is for consistency. You are more than welcome. It's your business. You can do whatever it is that you need to do. What I recommend is sticking with at least your core colors, because that's going to be how where you're going to be distinguished. If you're adding another color, slowly integrate that into your content flow, whether it's graphics or the photos that you choose, like slowly add that, because behaviors, as you know, like I don't change overnight. I'm still like struggling to lose weight because I'm building these healthy habits, you know, even though we're going to McDonald's after this. But nonetheless, behaviors take time. And so what I would recommend is consistency is going to be pretty key. So having a brand book, really solidifying on that without changing too much. Creating your brand book, changing it all you want, great. But once you've solidified and implement it, try to have a process of transition before going all, you know, every year, because the question would be, does Justin, does Juicy Goddess, does Linda, Rebecca, and Angela, would they grab those colors too? I hope that helps being able to be consistent and on
Yes,
track.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I am going to pick on you, Imani. What's a good color for a call to action? If we take a look at your website, it is fairly similar. And the darkness is this. Do you want to keep it this way? Or, you know, what do you want to try something different?
I'm definitely open to trying something different, because the way right now, the way the website is reflected is it's like I'm a private practitioner, which I have been, and now that I'm expanding more into corporate wellness and adding new practitioners. I still want it to be calm, because I know that I'm going to be getting private services through some of these partnerships, because it's part of like my package. But I'm not sure if I want to keep those colors. If I want to make it lighter, like my Instagram, the green that's on there is not what's on the website. But I don't know if that's like too soft. So I'm open to changing, basically, is all I'm saying, adding a little more pizzazz or energy, because I think it's really calm, but I think there could be more energy in the colors that I'm using.
Yeah. I mean, you could take a look and play around, you know, for all of you participating. You can take a look at these color ranges, like, you know, what's bold and what's calm at the same time. Javon, for you specifically, there is a particular reason why McDonald's, Carl's Jr., and all those fast food places all have red and yellow, if you haven't noticed already. There's color psychology behind that. Those two colors help people make them go, I'm hungry, I think. So that could also be something to look into. Color psychology. Are there any particular color associations with a particular emotion? So for you, Imani, taking a look and doing some research to say, okay, outside of my feelings, what would work for you and your audience members?
And with the green, like the white, so like the clean aesthetic is what I've seen, even just in research from other practitioners, the folks in my field, in the greens, like that gives wellness and calm. But yeah, it's finding those supporting colors that I'm not sure what I want to go with. Ooh, that you almost had like a cobalt in there. Well, I don't know. No, I just saw a color that I like.
Let's do it. Pick it.
I just don't know how it goes together. I'm like thinking of like how this translates into, because I'm getting ready to redo my whole website, and then gonna basically tell my intern everything she's been doing is great, but we're going in another direction.
Here's some great. If you're doing if you're doing a newsletter, if you're doing Instagram, this applies for you too, Nicole, Adriana, everyone here. Ask. If you don't ask, you won't know. For example, on Instagram, you could do like a poll, yes or no, this color or this color, which one do you prefer? Or on your newsletter, for example, Basic MailChimp, or what's the other one, Constant Contact, you can do an A/B campaign. For example, it's the exact same newsletter. The only thing is this button is purple and the other one is violet or whatever. And then you can do a test of just that button color. What's the outcome? If there is more open rate on the one that is, this color, this blue color, dang, that's the winner. So how do we use the existing tools that you have to be able to like get the right answer without feeling like I'm guessing? I hope.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. There.
Ask.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would say
Thank you.
go crazy and ask away. Text your friends. So this, I want y'all to do it. Imani, you can go at your own pace, but this is something where you can choose your fonts. You can search fun. You can search bold. You could search for like probably like, you know, I don't know if relax is going to come up here, but soothing or something maybe. Bold. You can take a look at what suggestions are there and you can play around and change things, you know, however you see fit. And I recommend just sticking with one or two fonts. You've got your primary and you've got your secondary, and stick with those two and be able to pair however you see fit on your Instagram, on your website. It's got to be consistent. I love it, Nicole. Ask. Duh. So then we're going here. When you see this, Nicole, when you're on your desktop, Imani, since you're on there, go crazy. What are your images? You know, if it's just wellness, all you got to do is click and you got to go drag. And then if you're like, oh, that rock is not in the right placement, double tap and squeeze it and move it to the right spot. This is all super like fun and relaxing, and relax is another good word. There is a lavender festival in Beaumont right now that my husband does not want to go to.
Are you from Texas?
No, but I lived in Nebraska.
Oh, okay. I was like Beaumont.
No, I thought it was the y'all that gave it away. I've said y'all maybe a couple times.
No, Beaumont is a very specific city in Texas. So I was like, yeah, that's why I asked.
No, I would not survive there. It's hot. Okay, so I'm getting, what else is, oh, ocean. So have fun looking at stuff like, what am I curious about? If it's food or what have you, there's blues. So you can start clicking and dragging. It's super simple. I want you to have something in, oh, well, great. I love that you're from Texas, Adriana. This is something simple that by the end of tonight, you can literally have something to share with your intern, to share with your team, to share with whoever you, who supports you, things like that. So you can just click and change things however you see fit and click and drag. This is help. I hope this template gives you a really great place to go. I got it. At least I have the first starting point, and keeping in mind my persona, the person that I want to talk to. Fabulous. I like this one better. And you could put your team together and your contact and your social media logos as well if you want. A nice way to do this is you go to, let's say Instagram. You can find the graphic. Let's say it's this one. You can size it up however you see fit. You could put it there and align it. But here's this nice little tool. It's called Link. I love it because when you download it into a PDF, it can be clickable. And it can actually direct. You could put your email here and your phone number. Same thing with your email. So if it's hello@Megajoule, you can do the linking to it too, I believe. Whoops. And that's that. Questions, comments, suggestions. I love some comments from Nicole. Good suggestions. Orange would be her main color. Supporting colors. You know, a good trick, you know, this color that reminds me, color palette generator from Canva. One of the reasons why I had like a different color palette back when I first started, I literally went to my favorite spot, which is the beach. I took a picture of it and I uploaded it into this color palette generator, and it pulled the colors from my favorite location. It had to be like the best lighting and all that stuff, but that was another idea of mine to get my first set of colors, and I could adjust my like call to action colors, whatever. But first was because it was my favorite location. is where we always went whenever we were stressed or needed to relax. That was how I got things going. Here's this color palette. Awesome. All right. That is our brand kit. So next we're going to talk about press kit.
I wanted
For-
to quickly, provide a suggestion to the leaders here. I know that a lot of you are really busy and like right now you're multitasking, but I'm going to go ahead and share the recording, share the link to the Canva template that Mega just shared, even the color palette generator here. And you can always give this to your fellow to work on. You know, at least fill out certain portions that the fellow might already be familiar with based on the work that they've been doing with you. And then if there's anything that needs to get fine-tuned, then you take a look at the final, template to see if it matches you. At least, to get it started, if you haven't been able to get it started here along with Mega. So just a suggestion for you, something for your fellow to do.
The list of the persona, like who you're talking to, that, the Justin, the Juicy Goddess, the Linda, the Angela, that information would be beneficial. For example, if I can foresee myself being a fellow getting this, I'm like, I have no idea what to do. I don't know anything about their business or what have you. I think some insight as to who they're talking to cater and to do research would be incredibly beneficial. That's a great idea. That is delegation. I love it. All right. Last step, I promise. So this press kit, I mean, I was a former television news reporter. I was on the other side, essentially trying to either say yes or no to a particular story. And I asked the persona in terms of what's your story. It's how you deliver that story as well as it's important. And it's really important to have consistent messaging on your website, on your social, everything, because the minute that you get coverage, you might get one or you might get multiple, you get exposure, which means that you got to handle whatever pros and cons that comes with it. For example, if it's, more clients, fantastic. Do you have the capacity? Do you have the infrastructure to be able to scale? And if nothing happens, we can take a look at, well, why didn't anything happen? What was up with my story? How could I refine it better? So this press kit is a really great way to, like the brand book, to organize who you are, what you do, graphics, colors, images. So in the event that you get a press reporter or an influencer that goes, yeah, I would love to collaborate with you. It doesn't take you a whole week to go, oh my God, what's my about me again? What's my boilerplate? This is where it's going to be super helpful for you. So very similarly, this is the press kit template to save and share afterwards right here. And I'm going to go to my window right over here. So use my template, totally feel free to do so. And it's super simple. I literally made it like 3 pages because the about is super important. It needs to address what you do, why you do what you do, and who you serve at the very minimal. So if you want to have like consultations, work with the facilitators, feel free to ask me. But this is where you would write down your about section and then your why in terms of the mission, the things that you want to accomplish, eradicate, solve, etc. And obviously the clouds indicate click and drag a photo there. Company facts is also an important thing. Oftentimes, nowadays brands could go like, I'm a brand, I'm a business, but what are you credible? Like show us the numbers and stats to make sure that the reporters writing on your behalf or the influencers on your behalf are sharing something valid, whether it's sales or revenue or even the views on a social page. you can mess around, click and drag, move things and delete things, but being able to share a little bit more about who you are. The one thing that you can do is connect with us here, but there is one thing that I left out, and it depends on each organization, each brand, is going back to what I had said earlier, was the logos and so forth. Like, whenever you want to collaborate with a reporter or an influencer, you want to think about what they have to go through. They're probably dealing with a bunch of emails, bunch of like producers telling them what to do, what not to do. How do you make them easy? How do you make their life easier? So having your logo set in a button on your press kit, or having high resolution images that's already ready to download, team bios, any videos or photos that's ready to go, that would be fantastic to include to your press kit, because you want to have that optimal visibility. For example, if your website's not on the press kit and they're writing an article, but they don't backlink it to your website because they didn't have it, well, that's a missed opportunity, right? It'd be great for SEO. It'd be great for, people finding you and clicking on that link that they've shared and being able to showcase who you are really, really quickly. So those are my basic needs for a press kit, because oftentimes that's what I would be asking for. Like, how am I going to showcase you?
I have a question. So as far as what you just mentioned right now for SEO and linking to your, whether it's your site, your social media, how do you make sure that it's a do follow? Or is that something that you negotiate? Like
what is it?
So how do you make sure that they don't, that they're not putting in a no follow? So if I link to a website, but I put in a no follow tag, it's like if I'm telling the search engine not to follow that link, therefore it's not indexing, therefore it's not registering, and there's no point for SEO. So and I've heard that from, I've just heard stories like that, so I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions as far as like the backlinks. Like, is that something that you negotiate when how do the negotiations go with media? Maybe I should start there.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had that issue, candidly. From local news, we have like a WordPress site, or, equivalent to what most folks use, Squarespace, and they just link it or they don't link it. I would ask, when you're talking about it from the media, this is great. What information do you need? I'd love to highlight my website link here. Is this something that you can do? And go from there. Typically, it's either they do it or they don't. There's not much of this no linking. I haven't heard of that, at least in my experience with PR with tier 1, 2 industries. They typically are pretty transparent and pretty blunt, because they're like crunching stuff. It's either yes or no. There's not really much of an in between.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't make the negotiation a first step, though. I would ask them about what the process is for linking and what have you, then go from there, if that does come up. That's a gret question. Thank you, Martha.
Yeah, no problem. I have another question. This is something that I've been how do you get the media? Do you just call them?
So, to simplify, yes, but there's a couple of steps to get there, and that's like a whole nother training in itself. It goes back to relationships and understanding who you're talking to, and that's exactly why we talked about brand persona. And the same element could be there. With the brand's persona exercise, you can almost ask the same questions from the reporter perspective. reporters are looking to get more clicks, right? They're looking for more visibility on their stories. They're looking for unique perspectives. They're looking for new characters, fresh perspectives. And you can always look at reporters and influencers on social and their, social media and take a look at what they care about. And often I use Google to my advantage to go search for whatever industries that I'm looking at. So if it's, health and wellness or corporate wellness, I could take a look at that. Here, let me even do it for you if since we have just a bit of time. So you can start with Google and go, let's say it's corporate wellness, and start thinking about looking at it from the news sections. And I want to use the advanced tool notice. Where is the tools? To take a look at, okay, what articles are popping up? There's a corporate wellness magazine. There is the Digital Journal here. Forbes is writing about it. So for the sake of time and for this exercise, I'm just going to pull up 2. So you could start doing some online stalking by searching who wrote this particular article. So Ed Beltran is here, and you can see he is a Forbes Council member. He talks about DE&I, effective communication. He talks again with DE&I and reboarding employees during and after the pandemic. So I can say, just based on his last few articles, I don't know if he's really into wellness per se. I would want to say, okay, I know this guy. I'm going to follow him on Twitter or something, add him to my list, and start managing and monitoring whether he's the right person for me. Does he actually really care about wellness? And you start developing relationships, meaning like you like his stuff, you're retweeting his stuff, something to kind of like start pinging that conversation. Because ultimately, they're going to want to like work with someone who's credible and things like that. So this one, The Future of Corporate Wellness, an interview with Michelle Lauren, PMI Foods. You could take a look at who wrote this. Maybe you can pitch the Corporate Wellness magazine, and that is, going through the contact section, potentially asking for a press conference or press contact. Sometimes it's often on the bottom of the page if you're lucky, but sometimes it's not. But these are organizations and people that you could start following and seeing if they really care about your topic. From there, you can always find their social, you can find their emails to pitch them. And usually pitches are usually less than a paragraph. Sometimes they can be like maybe a paragraph and a half. They're super short. So that's why it's really important to have your story really concise, to be able to say like, hey, if you only have 2 minutes, like this is what it's all about. And then you can, after the pitching experience, it's kind of a wait and see. Are they interested? They're going to let you know they're interested. And if not, then you got to start working on who else is interested in this particular topic. Then starting to develop your pitches via email, via social, whatever his most preferred platform based on that particular reporter or influencer and that audience. So does that answer your question? It's like a whole thing. There's like a whole industry for it. So I can definitely tell you that there is more to it for sure, for a fact. It's just with 5 minutes, it's building relationships, identifying who you want to pitch to. Do they give a damn about it? And if they do, what's your pitch email? What's your pitch communication with them?
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope that was a crash course. I've done courses on that too. It's taken over an hour for sure. So with that said, oh my gosh, we are at 7:29. I'm so proud of myself because the next slide is a conclusion slide. You can call me, text me, email. I'm here with you and for you. Also, Ali and the team are also there to support. Ultimately, get it down on paper. Get it out of your thinking phase and start. That's the hardest step sometimes. Actually, for me, it's most times the hardest thing is to start something, anything, a blog. Oh my God, it's taking me a whole year. It doesn't even exist anymore. But to start is really, really important. And then from there, you can innovate and make it better and improve.
I have to say, when Mega was a facilitator last semester, a lot of our fellows would ask Mega a lot of questions around, how do I make myself look good? So it had a lot to do with their brand, their personal brand as a future employee, how did they express or communicate to you as leaders and maybe the future, business that they would work with, how did they communicate to them what their brand was, or that they would be the ones that you should be hiring, So she was the expert that everyone always asked questions to. And also resumes. They were always asking her questions on their resume. Like, how do I say that I'm the person that they need to hire, Tameka was really helpful in that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm looking at hiring candidly, I don't really care what's on the resume. But like, why do you want to be part of the team? What have you done to really showcase how you're going to add value? What's your attitude like? Are you more optimistic, pessimistic? So that those elements and characteristics of that persona shines in each of those things, from a job description to a resume. It's like, how do you stand out from the crowd is really the critical piece. And that takes lots of refinement. Sometimes it takes support from an introduction of somebody. So there are multiple ways to go about it. But that's the beauty of it. There are multiple ways. There's no right or wrong. There are multiple ways to get through things.
Yeah, it's a sales pitch, right? The fellows are trying to, put their sales pitch out there to you as leaders to see if you wanted to hire them or have them as a fellow. And it's the same thing with you as business leaders, to your brand persona or your persona that you're trying to reach out to. What's your sales pitch to them? But we got to get to know who that target market is first. So thank you so much, Mega, for going over these exercises. I will definitely share the recording, share all of these little jewels that you shared. Hey,
Yeah.
cool.
Is there anything that I can do to support, add value to your day, to your business, to your student life, to post-student life?
And I'll also share her contact information. Watch out, Mega, because we might have had like a small intimate group now, but as soon as I put it out there, all of a sudden the leaders will be reaching out to you, asking you all these questions.
Uh-oh.
But again, Mega, thank you so much for being here and sharing your gems, your jewels, Miss Mega Jewel.
Thank you.
Alrighty, Mega, thank you. Anything else you want to add? Anybody have any more questions for Mega before she hops off? I do have a few reminders for everyone.
Thank you, Mega.
Yeah, thank you. Always a pleasure. I didn't know all this before, and my job is to spread that knowledge. Thanks, Nicole.
Alrighty.
Awesome Blossom. I'm going to head out, be healthy, go to that McDonald's,
Every once in a while, it's okay.
Explain once in a while.
I
Just went yesterday. All right, y'all. You have my contact information. Feel free to ping me anytime. Have a good Tuesday.
Hi, thank you. We'll see you at Toss It Up.
For sure. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, everyone, just a few reminders before we hop off. I hope you've all been meeting with your fellows. Adriana, I know that this is not pertaining to you, and thank you so much for joining. If you are from El Camino College, thank you always for joining us. I have Martha. Who's IN? Who's IN? IN. I don't know who IN is.
Sorry, that's me. I was rushing through the registration
Money.
thing.
Thank you for listening to this special audio clip from Leaf. We hope you enjoyed what you heard and will continue to help us amplify the voices of BIPOC women entrepreneurs. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Leaf Cal State LA to stay up to date with our accelerator for emerging entrepreneurs and other resources.